Hello everyone, we are back into EBM Scholars Show, and today I'm talking about answering the important question in the interview. And the question usual is, what are your strengths? In most of the interview, the people who are interviewing you, the HR, prefer to ask you that kind of question. What are your strengths, which you needed to answer that kind of question? Again, I have posted some of the videos on how to answer the question about, tell me about yourself. Why should we hire you? Those kind of questions usually they ask you. But today we are going to talk to something else, your strength. How do you answer that kind of question if you are asked in the interview? But also, like, how are we going to answer that question if you are asked in a normal social setting question? Okay, again, this is Ernest Boniface Makulu, EBM, and welcome to the EBM Scholars Show. Before I start, please subscribe to my channel here, and you can enjoy many videos. And in case you are the first time to come to this channel, there are so many good videos about education, about jobs, about immigration, about how to get scholarships, about how to lose weight, about how to write and self-publish your books and sell them online. Everything you can get from this channel. So let me start. What are your strengths? Okay, so that is one of the most questions asked, as I said, and I have some piece of paper. I just wrote down some of the points which I would like to share with you today, and these are as follows. Okay, when they ask you this kind of question, what is the overall purpose of the question? This is how you need to know, or how do you need to prepare yourself when you want to go to any interview. It's not just when they ask you a question, they want to know just your strength, like you run fast, but the job is not related to that. So you need to understand, first of all, the reason of asking that kind of question is they posted the job, and they have their company. They want someone with certain qualifications. They want someone with certain skills. They want someone who is great on something which is compatible or related to what they are doing, because they are not just going to bring someone who is great swimmer, is the best whatever, but the job is not related to swimming. The job is not related to what you are good at, so you are not fit to that particular company. So don't get surprised while you have great skills, you have certain kind of strength, but you are not going to be taken, being hired, or even being called for the second interview by the same company, because your strength are not related, are not compatible to job description, are not compatible to responsibility or related to the company. So the first thing is lack of awareness of many candidates. They do not know, they haven't done any research about the company, they haven't done any research or read details about the job description. Let me give you just one example. If you are owner of the franchise, one of the franchises in basketball in the US, NBA, and you are looking for point guard, you cannot just go and get Dennis Rodman, even if Dennis Rodman is the best, but he is most likely defender. If you're looking for point guard of all time, you will be looking like Magic Johnson. So when you are looking for someone, so you don't just bring your strength overall for any job. You want to look greatness, which will be fit into what someone is going to assemble to make sure that it's going to get something from you. If you are looking, for instance, for a striker or for a winger, for the soccer player, you are not going to bring, let's say, Sergio Ramos, who is the defender for Real Madrid, to play as a striker or to play as a winger. You cannot do that. And if you are going to find maybe a fullback for the soccer, someone to be a best defender, you are not going to bring Cristiano Ronaldo, you're not going to bring Lionel Messi in soccer. So that is how it is. So Sergio Ramos might be the best, whatever defender, but you cannot say, okay, I'm looking for a striker, let me take Sergio Ramos. So your strength must be compatible. Compatibility is a key. So you have to be aware of the job description. What are you going to do? And overall company policy, overall company structure, what they want to achieve, things of that nature. So in that way, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to explain is your strength must be aligned with the company's needs. If they are not related to the company's needs, you are not the fit. Are you able to do the job, to perform the job to the maximum level based on your strength that is related to that? Are you the best person to fit that particular job based on your strength? So your strength is related to the job, performance of the job, and the needs of the company. So don't start just, okay, let me start like, okay, these are my strengths. I'm good swimmer, I'm good runner, but they are not looking for a swim pool guy. They are looking for someone dealing maybe for the sales or someone dealing with something else. So that is something of that nature. So that is overall, I can say, the number one mistake people are doing when they are talking about their strength. They talk about strength overall without making sure that they are going to channel the strength they are having in relation to the company's needs. If you do that mistake, you are going not to be called for the second interview because you are answering different kind of question and you are gone. So that is the first mistake people are doing, is not or just giving strength overall without figuring out that the strength we're talking about, they are not related to the companies. They must be alignment. That's why they want you. If they want someone to be a striker, they bring a striker. If they are looking for the best three-point shooter on basketball, obviously you are not going to bring someone else. You're just going to bring Steph Curry. So that is how you are going to do. You're not just going to bring Draymond Green. No, you are going to bring someone who is the best into that particular. So that is your strength. I'm the best three-point shooter. And when you say that way, remember that franchise, they must be looking for someone who can make a lot of points and probably 3 points. So that is how you do. But another mistake people are doing is when I was talking about tell me about yourself, tell me about why should we hire you, is many people again, they are too modest, they are too humble. They don't feel comfortable showing their greatness. They are not too humble, they are afraid or they are not comfortable or just talking about what sets them apart from other people. They feel that if I do this one, it will be just proud of myself, and I want to be like humble, I want to be modest, I want to be like a little bit kind of that. You have to be at the best. And this is what I'm trying to explain to people, and especially people like me who came from developing countries. Our culture is the culture of togetherness. Our culture is about group culture, about the village, about the family, about the country. So in that kind of context, usually we get caught up with that kind of style when we are talking about individual. We are not individualistic culture. So if we are not individualistic culture, but when we come to the interview, remember most of the interviews are set up into capitalistic tendencies, are set up into capitalist culture. If the interviews are set up into capitalist culture, they expect you to answer in a capitalist mindset because you are in competition and they are going to hire you. They are not going to hire your entire village. So if they are hiring you, it's all about you. Yes, you have to include the being a people person, being a team player, all other things, but they want greatness in individual. They want someone who is going to bring to over there, can bring positive change, the power of an individual to bring changes and help the organization to grow and succeed. So don't sell short yourself. Talk about your greatness, not like extremely like complete off the chart, but you have to sell yourself. That's why I usually tell people the best way to describe this kind of question, what are your strengths, is just like for those who are following the real football, the soccer, usually there is a big comparison or debate, whatever, between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. These are two great players we have never seen in our lifetime, except these two people in our generation. And these two, the two great players at the same time for over 10, 12 years. This is, yeah. So these two players, they have two different personalities. And usually I tell people, like, because if you look at Lionel Messi, because he's originally from Argentina, so his lifestyle, his behavior is more about other people from developing countries, of being like a kind of like humble, being of that nature, like, okay, our greatness is just, I don't want to talk more about myself, we can talk more about the team. But that is a little bit different from Cristiano Ronaldo, who is 100% Westerner. And for him to talk about his greatness as an individual, it is not a problem at all, because that typical Western also allows someone to showcase what they are capable of. So if that's the case, I remember when Cristiano Ronaldo was asked the question, who do you think is the best player between you and Messi? He was honest, and he said, if you look for my numbers speak for themselves. I have a lot of goals, so many goals with my right foot. I have so many goals on my left foot, and I have so many goals, I put the number using my head. No player on the planet Earth has those numbers combined in all. So you can find it, okay, this player just have all the goals maybe on left foot, or most of, but if you combine, there is no player with so many goals just with the head than Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm giving an example, like, there is no any player using, because each person has a strong foot and a weaker foot. Like Lionel Messi have a stronger foot, is left one. But if you go to the weaker foot, how many goals Messi has? Many goals with the weaker foot, doesn't have more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo on the weaker foot. Even on the strong foot, if you take the right foot of Ronaldo versus the left foot, like those are, so he said, look at my numbers. But apart from that, in my mind, I'm the best. When I go to sleep, when I train, how I do. So he has no problem to talk about the individual greatness. It's okay. I'm the one who has more goals in Champions League, whatever. So he has no problem to do that. Yes, some people, they see that is arrogance sometimes. That's what I'm saying. Okay, don't go too much that I'm the only person in this world who has understanding of the web designing than any other person. Don't say that. What I'm trying to explain is, you still have to sell yourself. You still have to explain about your greatness, what sets you apart from other people in that particular field, or your strength in general. But those strengths in general are compatible to the needs of that particular organization, are compatible to the needs of that particular company, or that particular job in particular. So you have to research, and you have to sell yourself. And overall, don't just go with the lame, those easy, simple strength you are supposed to put. Just go hard, cold, make sure that you are going to be the best. So those are the main things which you will set you apart, how you can prepare about your strength. So for instance, if they ask you, you are going to apply for the Apple company, they ask you what your strength as a programmer. You need to make a research about Apple as a company. You need to understand the position you are going to do that. But also you have to go to take your time. Look on your experience, your talents, your capabilities, everything you need to know. Education, soft skills like how you are a people person, how you can do this like in an individual level, but also focus on the bigger picture about how the company can benefit from your strength. And then prepare all those what I'm trying to explain with vivid examples. Without examples, it is nothing. So those are some of the ways on how you can prepare yourself for the question, what are your strengths? It's not about mentioning about hobbies. It's not, no. Just figuring out, but don't sell short. Sell high yourself at this level. So don't fear like, okay, if I say this, well, I'll feel like I'm too arrogant or I'm too cocky, things of that nature. No, you have to make sure that you are going to express yourself very well, sell yourself high, make a research, and don't like start like making those common mistakes people are doing, like, okay, going to the job interview, you do not know even the company, you do not know details about the job you are applying. You are assuming it's just, oh, they are looking for customer service, I'm going to talk about customer service, but you have to do kind of like, what are they really asking about that kind of job responsibility wise. You must be aware about everything about the company and everything about the job itself, so that you can be able not to brag too much, but to explain how you are very, very good, your strength, and how everything is compatible, related, and can benefit the company. So thank you so much. That was the question I wanted to help you, especially those who are looking for jobs. I know, but some of these kind of questions can be asked into individual and personal life. Okay, tell me about your strength. What are you good at? Kind of that. Yeah. So, apart from that, remember to subscribe my channel here, but watch the suggested video I'm going to send here, and make sure you send these videos to your friends and colleagues who are looking for jobs, who are looking for different ways on excelling themselves. So, goodbye and thank you so much.